If I were the devil, I'd weave a subtle snare, not bold, not brash, but everywhere. I'd whisper softly, sweet as sin, and lure the hearts of those within. I'd drape the world in glittering lies, make darkness shine and blind their eyes. I'd call the fleeting pleasures good, while drowning truth in misunderstood. I'd twist their minds with doubts and fear, plant seeds of pride that flourish near. I'd shroud their souls in endless noise, drown out the shepherd's gentle voice. I'd gild ambition, clothe it bright, turn selfishness to sacred right. I'd call them gods, their own desires, fuel their greed with ceaseless fires. I'd poison love with envy's sting, and fracture families, clip their wings. I'd make forgiveness seem absurd, and sow disdain for sacred word. I'd build a church, oh yes I would, a counterfeit of holy good. I'd mask my chains as freedom's crown, and watch the faithful falter down. I'd whisper, later, there's no rush, and steal the moment with a hush. I'd offer paths so wide, so grand, but end them all in sinking sand. As for the children, I'd fill their days with endless screens, warp their minds with hollow dreams. I'd whisper lies through every stream. Be your own God, pursue your scheme. I'd sow rebellion, sweet and small, a quiet voice that beckons all. Don't trust your parents, they don't know. Forge your path, let feelings show. I'd mock their prayers, dull their zeal, make faith a myth, not something real. I'd drown their laughter in shallow cheer, and whisper softly, God's not here. But most of all, I'd steal their time, distract their hearts and cloud their minds. I'd turn their gaze from skies above, and numb their souls to God's great love. For if the children learn to pray, the world would tremble at what they say. If they would trust the Father's care, my plans would vanish into air. If I were the devil, I'd strike before birth, deny their value, diminish their worth. I'd call them burdens, mistakes, or a cost, and celebrate every soul that is lost. I'd fill the world with noise and haste, so love for the smallest feels misplaced. I'd blind their parents to heaven's plan, and steal their joy before life began. But if they're born, I'd plant my lies, steal their hope before they rise. For every cradle that holds God's light pushes my darkness into the night. If I were the devil, I'd blur what's true, twist God's design into something new. I'd whisper, your heart knows better than he. Rewrite the rules, and you'll be free. I'd sow confusion, plant seeds of doubt, make identity a path to flout. I'd shroud the soul in lonely despair, so they'd forget the Creator's care. For if men see what grace could do, and taste the joy of life anew, my schemes would crumble, plans undone. They'd find their hope in God's own Son, but I'll keep working night and day to steer their hearts the other way. For every soul that I deceive is one less light for Christ to weave. If I were the devil, I'd fear just one thing, the love of the Savior and the hope he brings. For even my cunning, my schemes, and my pride will crumble when Christ is glorified.